In a world where reality intersects with nightmares, in the shadows of darkness where no rules apply, there is a buried secret waiting for those who dare to discover it. Prepare yourself for a journey that will freeze your blood, where every whisper carries a threat, and every step leads you into the unknown. This is not just a movie, it is an invitation to a nightmare. In the heart of Egypt's ancient desert, the Valley of the Kings hid a dark secret, buried deep beneath the endless sands. Many years had passed since the last expedition ventured into its depths, and the tales of Crawford and his team had been passed down through generations like a nightmare haunting all who heard them. Yet, no one in the nearby towns realized that these stories weren't mere legends but dire warnings of something darker and more terrifying than fear itself. Dr. Crawford, a British scholar obsessed with ancient Egyptian civilization, believed the myths surrounding the Valley of the Kings were nothing more than superstitions crafted by the pharaohs to deter thieves. Yet, his intuition as a researcher whispered to him that something real lurked within. He was certain that unsolved mysteries, like the lost tomb of King Apophis, could hold secrets capable of reshaping the course of human history. In 1965, Crawford led a new excavation mission, hailed as the most ambitious of its time. He sought the tomb of King Apophis, known as the King of Darkness, a name tied to calamities and death in ancient lore. As the team delved deeper into the valley, the darkness thickened around them, as though the sands themselves consumed any trace of light. This place was shrouded in barriers of mystery, filled with unexplainable noises echoing across the horizon. As if the earth held onto a grim history it refused to reveal. One fateful day, the team stumbled upon an ancient entrance hidden beneath layers of dense sand. The passage was narrow and appeared untouched by human hands for centuries. Its walls were adorned with strange symbols glowing faintly in an eerie green hue, exuding an unearthly energy. The team couldn't explain the phenomenon, but Crawford felt an unnatural chill seep through the air. As he worked to open the entrance, faint whispers echoed from the tomb, as though someone or something was waiting for him. Finally, they entered the tomb and found themselves in a dark chamber seemingly preserved for thousands of years, untouched by time. The walls were adorned with images of massive scarab-like creatures, their eyes filled with blood. In the far corners of the chamber, they discovered an ancient stone chest, its surface covered in cryptic inscriptions they couldn't decipher. Driven by curiosity, Crawford opened the chest. As the lid lifted, faint lights flickered, and an unearthly sound resonated from the shadows as though an ancient spirit was awakening. Inside, they found something extraordinary. An old, dust-covered book with a single hieroglyph engraved on its cover, the Scarab. From the outside, it appeared to be an ordinary artifact, but the moment Crawford opened it, a foul, sickening odor wafted out, and the symbols on the pages began shifting as if alive. The moment his hands touched the book, Crawford felt an oppressive weight on his chest, as though the very air had thickened. The book contained ancient spells, describing a king buried beneath the sands who had the power to summon shadows and control the dead. On the final page was a massive drawing of a black scarab, its eyes ablaze and its body emanating a sense of unbearable dread. But what terrified him most were the words written below. "Beware the gate. Do not awaken him. If you do, the Black Scarab shall rise to rule your world." As Crawford read these ominous lines, something inexplicable began to happen. The air grew hotter and the walls started to tremble. Suddenly, blinding red lights emanated from the chamber, accompanied by a terrifying hissing noise as if coming from deep within the earth. The team scrambled to escape, but it felt as though the ground beneath them was devouring them. The chamber lit up with crimson hues, and the walls began to shift, pulsating as though alive. As they tried to flee, grotesque creatures emerged from the shadows, scarab-like monstrosities, distorted and vicious. They were hard to discern in the darkness, moving with terrifying speed. They attacked the team mercilessly, tearing them apart. Some vanished instantly, leaving behind splatters of blood as though their bodies had exploded. The most chilling sound was their screams, abruptly silenced in the darkness. When Crawford managed to escape, he was severely injured, his entire team gone. He ran through the desert until he reached the camp, his heart pounding wildly. But something unnatural awaited him. As he stumbled toward his tent, he felt a heavy, watchful presence in the air. The ground beneath him shifted unnaturally, the sands weaving themselves into a web of death. The tremors returned, and the howling winds fell eerily silent, as though the entire world had paused. When Crawford looked back, he saw the creatures emerging from the sands, their deformed, blood-filled eyes glaring at him. The largest among them, the Black Scarab itself, moved in the shadows, watching him intently. As the stench of death filled the air, Crawford realized that the curse had only just begun. But the curse was far from over. The book, inadvertently unleashed, had awakened ancient entities, and the Scarab King prepared to return from the realm of shadows to rule the material world once again. There was no escape now. Time had run out, and the curse would persist until the Black Scarab rose to reclaim its dominion over the earth.